This is a course in miracles. It is your path of enlightenment. It is your journey without distance in the space of an instant of reality. This is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. This course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. The purpose of this workbook is to train your mind in a systematic way to a different perception of everyone and everything in the world. It is doing these exercises that will make the goal of this course possible. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. Transfer of training in true perception does not proceed as does transfer of the training of the world. If true perception has been achieved in connection with any person, situation, or event, total transfer to everyone and everything is certain. Remember that one exception held apart from true perception makes its accomplishments anywhere impossible. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. It is the opposite of the way that you see now. Here we are once again with this course in miracles, a course of mind training designed to bring about a change in who you thought you were, with the express certainty from the author that you're not who you think you are. I'm some sort of a teacher within your mind, reminding you that indeed you're not who you think you are and that you know it. And I know that you're not who you think you are because who I thought I was turned out through the practice of this course not to be who I was. I turned out to be whole and perfect as I was created, and I accepted the admonition of my Savior, Jesus Christ, who said very simply, "Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." We're going to try to stay out of the religious vernacular because obviously it disturbs some of you. Some of you even accept the idea that I use the word God. All right, somehow you like the idea of a universal consciousness, or there's a quantum instant when I can come to know who I am. I intend to use the word God. And I want you to understand this. God to me is totally inclusive of everything there is or ever will be. My discovery concerning myself allows me to look with practicality at this little book. And let's look at it together. This is all about God and how to find it. This says that through the practice of the change of my mind about who I thought I was, I can come to know that I'm perfect and whole as I was created. That's what I'm offering to you right now in this mind training through my discovery. Now, it's impossible if you are sharing this lesson with me that you are not viewing me within the perspectives of your own identity, your own ego, we call it, your own consciousness association with yourself. The step that I would like to have you take with me in this Course in Miracles is momentarily release the necessity for you to define me within the terms that you express yourself. What we're going to try to share here in this lesson, and it's what we term a key lesson, because if you've come far enough along in this mind training to begin to acknowledge with me that this is a moment of love, despite all of our conceptual objections or acceptances of it, our progress from this time on is going to be very rapid. The reason it'll be very rapid is that we're sharing a holy instant when the defenses of our need to define ourselves within the relationship of what appears to be this world allows us in that moment to recognize the entirety of our relationship. The reason that that is important is that there is only one love, and that we share with God, and that's the lesson that we intend to do today. We're actually going to, this lesson 127, and it's going to tell you that there is only one love. And those of you who would like to share my love will have to understand that I'm going to love you in your entirety, regardless of the circumstances by which you identify our memory patterns. I'll also remind you that contained within that factor of your consciousness consideration of yourself is our love. Did I do it once more for you? Look at me. Contained within the factor of our identities of each other is the totality of an experience of love. So this lesson is going to help you fall in love again. There isn't anyone out there that's looking at me right now, and I'm talking about the age that you think your body is, all of the particulars that you've defined yourself by putting on garbs of identity that allow you to recognize associations within yourself. This lesson is nothing but a lesson in falling in love. All right? There. That practice began to reap a result for you in your own mind because you suddenly began to realize that love is all around you. This is a dream. You're dreaming. This is from the text of this Course in Miracles. We're dreaming together a dream of separation. And each of us is occupied with the retention of that dream within our own minds without the full acknowledgement that actually we're the cause of the dream. I'm going to take about 4 minutes, and I want you to watch and listen with me from the text of a course about the dreaming sequence in which you find yourself. Listen with me. So now let's look quickly at the fact that you're dreaming. The body is the central figure in the dreaming of the world, and there is no dream without it, nor does it exist without the dream in which it acts as if it were a person to be seen and be believed. It takes the central place in every dream, which tells a story of how it was made by other bodies, born into the world outside the body, lives a little while and dies to be united in the dust with other bodies dying like itself. In the brief time allotted it to live, it seeks for other bodies as its friends and enemies. Its safety is its main concern. Its comfort is its guiding rule. It tries to look for pleasure and avoid the things that would be hurtful. Above all else, it tries to teach itself its pains and joys are different and can be told apart. Listen. How willing are you to escape effects of all the dreams that the world has ever had? Is it your wish to let no dream appear to be the cause of what it is you do? Then let us merely look upon the dream's beginning, for the part you see is but the second part whose cause lies in the first. No one asleep and dreaming in the world remembers his attack upon himself. No one believes there really was a time when he knew nothing of a body and could never have conceived this world as real. He would have seen at once that these ideas are one illusion, too ridiculous for anything but to be laughed away. How serious they now appear to be, and no one can remember when they would have been met with laughter and with disbelief. Listen, we can remember this if we but look directly at their cause, and we will see the grounds for laughter, not a cause for fear. The world but demonstrates an ancient truth. Are you listening? You will believe that others are doing to you exactly what you think you did to them. But once deluded into blaming them, you will not see the cause of what they do because you want the guilt to rest on them. How childish is the petulant device to keep your innocence by pushing guilt outside of yourself, but never letting it go. Now, the secret of salvation is but this, that you are doing this unto yourself. No matter what the form of the attack, this will still be true. Whoever takes the role of enemy and of attacker, still is this the truth. Whatever seems to be the cause of any pain and suffering you feel, this is still true. For you could not react at all to figures in a dream you knew that you were dreaming. Let them be as hateful and as vicious as they may. They could have no effect on you unless you fail to recognize that it is your dream. This single lesson learned will set you free from suffering, whatever form it takes. Listen, the Holy Spirit will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance until it has been learned, regardless of the form of suffering that brings you pain. Whatever hurt you bring to him, he will make answer with this very simple truth. For this one answer takes away the cause of every form of sorrow and of pain. The form affects his answer not at all, for he would teach you but the single cause of them all, no matter what their form, and you will understand the miracles reflect the simple statement, I have done this thing, and it is this I would undo. I got excited at the prospect of what I was reading here. Many of you now, in response to the idea of the mind training, are beginning to fundamentally involve the idea that you're the cause of this. All right? We have a dilemma in that admission that it's going to require, on a practice basis, that you recognize the particulars contained within your own mind in which you have searched for love and joy and self-awareness and retained the moments when you found love within your own mind. Okay? Here I am offering you from the perspective of a variant association contained within me that I discovered a bit in my own memories that allow me to experience love on a continuing basis. The entire purpose of this Course in Miracles is to show you, as my Savior Jesus said, that you'll love the Lord your God with your heart, your mind, and your soul, and your neighbor as yourself. And I intend to love you beginning with the recognition that we have shared a lot of pain and sorrow and death together. And indeed, we have had moments of joy and happiness, haven't we? And you're looking at me perhaps with the perspective that I am occupying this body, and that the love that I'm about to feel for you will be expressed somehow in an association of a correspondence that I'm trying to establish with you in order to retain what we appear to be in the location that we've given ourselves. Here's the way this practice works. You want to share a whole mind with me for a minute? The memories that I'm having about myself are momentary memories of falling in love. Did you see that one? Here, should I try that with you? Now, the demonstration of the Course in Miracles is the miracle of falling in love without the necessity to define it. You want to practice that with me? When we share moments of falling in love, and these can be described as devastating moments, can't they? Shall I show you the first time I fell in love? There it is right there. Now, suppose I said to you, well, I'm talking to some old guys out there. That love that I just felt was a memory from the 30s. You mean the first time you fell in love was in the 30s? Yeah. I was so much in love, I wouldn't even go near the object of my love. I was afraid that it would be spoiled by the association, and sure enough it was. Look at me. I'm talking directly to you in your consciousness now. You want to fall in love for a moment for no reason whatsoever? You'll notice that what I'm talking to you about will be a memory of my love in the 30s. Maybe yours is the love in the 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s. How about a love in the 2000s? How about a lovely moment that you had with yourself just before you walked into this room that now has been reduced to your body idea that you lost it? You listen carefully to me. The only manner in which you could lose the love that you and I are sharing at this moment is if you're determined to identify it within your own memory association and condemn yourself to that body that you think you occupy. Okay? Look at me. You're not a body. We are sharing minds together of this lesson. And this lesson is going to say there is no love but God's. Notice that it's not an abstraction. The conversion of your conceptual mind allows you to take all of the practices of your need to identify yourself in this body, in your search for peace and happiness, and accept in the miracle procedure that indeed you're not a body. Look at me. You're not a body. Did you see that flash that occurred then? I want you to accept the idea that this can be a very attractive phenomenal occurrence because there's light all around you, and when you begin to fall in love, it can be a moment when you feel the joy of the release of the defense of your conceptual self. What you're most fearful of is falling entirely, because if you fall entirely into love, you'll spring out into the joy and certainty of the eternal life that surrounds you. Somehow, this world has taught you to protect yourself within its sequential dream idea from the totality of the love of God. In effect, it protects your consciousness association of yourself from any totality whatsoever, because the totality of the admission of the love that we are sharing in this moment would eliminate the necessity for you to continue to dream. But since you are in a dream, brought about by your own mind, I want to show you that it's possible for you to change your mind within your own dream and dream a dream with me or with your loved ones who are a part of your mind in the certainty of your true purpose for being here. And that's the offering of my mind to you right now. Now, the love that I felt for you could very well have been connected to a 4th of July celebration on Lake Michigan in Chicago, when just for a moment I felt the joy of the instant of communication. Those are the thoughts of love that we want to enhance in you. You listen to me. They need not be connected to the memory of your body association unless you insist that they are. Some of you may be looking at me, for example, as some guy who has genuine memories of the 30s or World War II or of the South Pacific or of the atomic bomb area or of all of the wars and efforts that we have made in the defense of our country, our need to love our independence, our need to declare our loyalty to each other, our trust and a purpose. All of these are emotions of consideration of our attraction in our conceptual association with each other to a purpose. What I am showing you is that a true purpose of why you are here, which is love, lies deep within you. And if you'll stop defending yourself from that devastating moment when you loved in your entirety, you'll be able to see it. And that's what I'm trying to share with you right now. Let's take a look then at this lesson 127 in this Course in Miracles that is teaching you in a systematic way how to continually fall in love. Watch and listen. Perhaps you think that different kinds of love are possible. Perhaps you think there's a kind of love for this, a kind of love for that. A way of loving one, another way of loving still another. Listen, love is one. It has no separate parts and no degrees, no kinds nor levels, no divergencies and no distinctions. Listen, it is like itself, unchanged throughout. It never alters with a person or a circumstance. It is the heart of God and also of His Son, who is you. Love's meaning is obscure to anyone who thinks that love can change. He does not see that changing love must be impossible, and thus he thinks that he can love at times and hate at other times. He also thinks that love can be bestowed on one and yet remain itself, although it is withheld from others. To believe these things of love is not to understand it. If it could make such distinctions, it would have to judge between the righteous and the sinner and perceive the Son of God in separate parts. Listen, love cannot judge. As it is one itself, it looks on all as one. Its meaning lies in oneness, and it must elude the mind that thinks of it as partial or in parts. There is no love but God's, and all of love is His. Listen, there is no other principle that rules where love is not. Love is a law without an opposite. Its wholeness is the power holding everything as one, the link between the Father and the Son, which holds them both forever as the same. No course whose purpose is to teach you to remember what you really are could fail to emphasize that there can never be a difference in what you really are and what love is. Love's meaning is your own and shared by God Himself, for what you are is what He is. There is no love but His, and what He is everything there is. There is no limit placed upon Himself, and so are you unlimited as well. We're back just for a moment to talk about that lesson. This lesson that we're acting out within our own conceptual minds, that there is no love but God. If you can see with me, as a teacher of this Course in Miracles, that I'm demonstrating to you the certainty of myself that I discovered within myself, that while it contains all of the ideas that I held within my form association, it is continually transcendent in its nature to defend the process by which I am making application to you. Shall we practice it for a moment? This is the practice of a miracle. Let's try it together, okay? I'm offering you, as a teacher of love, as a teacher of this course, the certainty that in this lesson we are going to demonstrate to each other the love that is shared by all the universe. Regardless of how you appear to have constructed it in your own mind in regard to the dream that is now occupying you, somewhere in time and space, you have let this figure into your dream. If I can get you to understand, at this time and place, through the demonstration of an alternative within your own mind, that from an historic time reference within your own dream, this is the time and place where you began to recognize in our association with each other who you really are. In a literal sense, I'm in your dream. Okay? Literally. Okay? You have constructed me momentarily in a fashion of your own identity concerning the outcome that's a part of your historic reference of yourself. Here I am. And you're going to insist, I guess, I hope you wouldn't, I'd hope you begin to make simple application of the idea that everything you brought with you in your body identity can be released. And until you release it, you will believe somehow that I'm some sort of miracle teacher ascribed to my body identity, offering you a solution within our body separation, in our identities of ourselves. It's not true. What I'm offering you within my own dream is the certainty of who I am in regard to my momentary expedition in the idea that I could be separate from the whole universe, which is all around us, and that I could take on aspects of a body identity in a forgetfulness of who I really am within the memory of coming here and leaving. The purpose of this course is to demonstrate to you at this time and in this place that while you are dreaming, it's possible for you to express the entirety of the sequential idea of associations within your own mind that you are using to demonstrate our love. Why? As a human condition, you are admitting to me that you're going to get old in the process of that body occupation. You're going to get sick, and finally you're going to expire. And all the things that you love are going to go down into the dust with you. Okay? Now, I'm going to take the idea of my love for you and show you that the manner of your application to express love as a body contained within yourself is not true. If you look at it with me, this Course in Miracles from my Savior, Jesus, would tell you very simply that you're in love with your temporal associations, that somewhere you literally love them to death. And through the loss of them, you can express your determination of love. And that's crazy. Look at me. The idea that in the totality of the love that we're sharing at this moment, you could lose, or that you could die, that you could get sick by that body identification is simply not true. So this is our offering, that at this moment, through the demonstration that we're experiencing now, you can come to know that there is one love and that we share with God. We're going to have to leave you for just a moment in this lesson 127 that we're sharing God's love. We'll remind you that we're going to be picking up in just a moment with a continuation of the lesson, with a continuing reminder that wherever you go now in that body in time and space, the instant of this correspondence is available to you, because God goes with us wherever we go. God is the mind of love that we are sharing at this time. We'll be back in just a moment to an exciting re-identification of who we really are in our shared dream. Stay with us. This is a Course in Miracles. It is your path of enlightenment. It is your journey without distance in the space of an instant of reality. So we're back with you once again in the mind training of this Course in Miracles, a systematic way to allow you to look at yourself in an entirely different fashion and thus change the world that you have constructed within your own dream in order to give you an identity of a momentary contemporary association that's literally not true. It's impossible, if you're watching this video with me and my assertion that there is no love but God's in this Course in Miracles, which obviously comes from out of time, that you are not fully aware within your own memory patterns of the offering that I'm giving you. Can you hear this? What I'm going to try to do with you, whatever your age of definition of your body is to show you that through the experience involved in my own memory of myself, I am totally inclusive in the offering of my own dream. I have included you in with my dream, not by a definition of you, which would be separate from me, but by a continuing reassociation of the love that I feel for God and for myself and for you. You see that? This is your dream. And heretofore, that is up to this point, it's been a dream of death. It's been a dream of bodies where you have struggled looking for a solution of your search for love within a parameter of consciousness that is literally denying you the love of your creative source that's all around you. There is no love but God's. And that's our offering now to each other. There. Just for a moment we began to communicate in the certainty that we share a single mind. The mind that has come in to focus within your association with yourself has allowed you for a moment to feel the excitement of a direct contact with the reality that's all around you. What does it have to do with your body memories? Nothing. But remember this, all of your body memories within your own dream must be included in with this advent. Nothing can be subtracted from you, and this is where your fear lies, and this is what I can help you with. Your moments of love that you attempt to sustain within your own body memory are always associated with loss and pain and grievances and death. I want you to take that moment of love, which could be devastating, okay, and understand that all around you is the entirety of that love that we are now sharing together in this moment of our realization of singularity within our old dreams of death. Let's continue with the teaching now. Lesson 127. There is no love but God's. Listen. No law the world obeys can help you grasp love's meaning. What the world believes was made to hide love's meaning and to keep it dark and secret. There is not one principle the world upholds but violates the truth of what love is and what you are as well. Seek not within the world to find yourself. Love is not found in darkness and in death. Yet it is perfectly apparent to the eyes that see and ears that hear love's voice. Today, we practice making free your mind of all the laws you think you must obey, of all the limits under which you live and all the changes that you think are part of your human destiny. Today, listen, we take the largest single step this course requests in your advance toward its established goal. If you achieve the faintest glimmering of what love means today, you have advanced in distance without measure and in time beyond the count of years to your release. Let us together then be glad to give some time to God today and understand there is no better use for time than this. For 15 minutes twice today, escape from every law in which you now believe. Open your mind and rest. The world that seems to hold you prisoner can be escaped by anyone who does not hold it dear. Withdraw all value you have placed upon its meager offerings and senseless gifts, and let the gift of God replace them all. Call to your Father, certain that his voice will answer. He himself has promised this, and he himself will place a spark of truth within your mind wherever you give up a false belief, a dark illusion of your own reality and what love means. He will shine through your idle thoughts today and help you understand the truth of love. In loving gentleness, he will abide with you as you allow his voice to teach love's meaning to your clean and open mind. And he will bless the lesson with his love. The experience that you're beginning to share with me is one that we have been hoping for. In the particulars of this mind training of the Course in Miracles, it's allowing you to recognize that deep within you at this moment is the entirety of who you really are. Okay? See how simple this solution is. If you let me get you past the idea that it's necessary for you to formulate in your conceptual self what I am offering you. Do you remember what that lesson said? That lesson said that the formulation of your conceptual self as a human being is what's denying you the totality of the love that we share with God. And this is difficult, isn't it? Because the fact of the matter is, in your existent identity, you are depending on a replication of true love based on where you consider yourself to be within your dream of death. And for a purpose of a reclamation of your mind, you need practice. And the practice that you are beginning to experience now with me cannot not be an admission of the necessity for the entirety of your dependence on the source of your reality. Look with me at this. I'm speaking from deep experience with this. I'm offering you all of the memories of the containment of my mind that reach the inevitable conclusion that no matter how I formulated myself in my identity of my necessity to define my successes and my failures, I always wound up with the same conclusion, that the problem did not appear solvable. The admission that came to me deep within the recesses of my formulation that the problem could not be solved, while it gave me a moment perhaps of what it could be defined as terror, a devastation, a moment of despondency. Okay, at that moment in time and place was the availability of the entirety of the alternative. Very simply because in a particular sense, I began to recognize within my own mind that no matter what kind of a front I put up, the need to retain that existent identity contained within myself and project it out into the world, that what I was actually sharing was an uncertainty about who I really was, contained within my own dream of death. You're at the point now where you've made a fundamental admission that you're the dreamer of the dream, that you're the cause of this dream. This allows you to look at the particulars within your mind, and in that sense, you do sort them out. The question is not whether you sort or not, because you will sort. The question is, what alternative do you want in regard to how you identify yourself in your own need to retain the tension of pain and death that identify you? Now, we teach this as forgiveness. The necessity for you to forgive within your apparent objective mind the entirety of the conflict that you are expressing as apparent organization of this world are necessary because you are in conflict with yourself. The denial of the love of God is nothing but your momentary determination within your own conceptual self to deny who you really are. I'm offering you the truth of who I know you are in the certainty of who I am, in our shared certainty that we came here for just a moment and then returned to heaven. Okay. And that we're actually back in heaven now, remembering this together. I'm a part of your memory, okay, in which you can actually recognize yourself if you choose to. But you're going to have to admit something very fundamental, that the solution I am offering you is not contained within the world. It's not contained within this little time-space factor that is disallowing you instances of communication beyond the stars. That's what the mind of the love of God is offering you. Let's complete this lesson together, just a couple more paragraphs of the excitement of the idea that we are actually sharing the love of God. Listen. Today, the legions of the future years of waiting for salvation disappears before the timelessness of what you learn. Let us give thanks today that we are spared a future like the past. Today, we leave the past behind us, never more to be remembered, and we raise our eyes upon a different present, where a future dawns unlike the past in every attribute. The world in infancy is newly born, and we will watch it grow in health and strength to shed its blessings upon all who come to learn to cast aside the world they thought was made in hate to be love's enemy. Now are they all made free along with us. Now are they all our brothers in God's love. We will remember them throughout the day because we cannot leave a part of us outside our love if we would know ourselves. At least 3 times an hour, and perhaps a lot more, think of one who makes the journey with you and who came to learn what you must learn. And as he comes to mind, give him this message from your true self. I bless you, brother, with the love of God which I would share with you, for I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's, and yours, and mine, and everyone's. So the prospect of an alternative that can come about in your own conceptual idea of yourself through the demonstration of this moment that we're sharing has become very important to you within the procedure of your own conceptual self. And that's the purpose of this lesson. If I'm with you on this video or on this TV set or wherever you're watching me, I cannot not be a projected product of your own mind. Okay? The question is not really that. The question is, how are you willing to view me, okay, in the aspects of the memories of your association in time, okay, with the performance of the characters that represent you within your own dream. You want to take this step with me? You're the dreamer of this dream. Okay? No other dream there is. There is no world out there except as you have previously constructed it and or plan to construct it in a future relationship. And you must and will continue to undergo what you term death episodes until you're willing to stand at this time and place that I am offering you, and see in this time and place a complete alternative that'll initially disassociate you from your old references. Okay, it isn't that your old memories will disappear, it's that they'll be converted within your conceptual mind to a determination of the alternative that you were actually searching for. This alternative of the here and now, it was talked about in this lesson, coming into this place of here and now. For just for this moment, you can see that I am representing a character within your own mind, all right? However you identify me as a body doesn't concern me in the slightest. I'm concerned that you look at me, and did look at me, from the perspective of the admission that we had been sharing this journey in a search for love, in the need to identify ourselves within this little containment of space-time and give a definition to ourselves that justified our arrangements with each other. Now, one of the practices that comes about in this mind training is that time is not sequential. That is, you hold yourself in a body identity and believe in the occupation of your body, the time is actually passing. If this is true, at each moment in the formulation, you cannot not get old and die because you've constructed time and space within your own memory, okay, as a desired element contained within the memory factors of your dream. I'm going to try to simplify this with you by offering you an experience if you'll accept it from me. Now, this is A Course in Miracles. It's a course in the change of your mind about who you thought you were, because who you thought you were is not true, and you know it. That's why you're listening to me within the prospects of an alternative that can give you a new and happy vision in the excitement of a genuine reason why you would be here. Now, look at me, okay, regardless of your age or apparent condition. I have no concern about the fabric of space-time, the energies of dark form of matter that are holding you, okay, that are locking you within your own association of mind. I'm attempting through this lesson of love to free you from the obligation of death. Everything that you are doing here is justifying within your own mind the idea of a dream of death that actually lasted but a moment in your mind. Okay? You are the dreamer of this dream. I have now become a part of your dream in this time and in this place, and am offering you my certainty, which literally cannot not be your certainty, since I am a construct of your mind. Are you getting this with me? It's impossible that what I am offering you is not your own certainty. Is that too difficult for you? You're going to just shrug that off and die some more? You there with cancer? I'm going to do some healing for a moment. Do you really think you're a body? Do you really think, looking at me, that you can get old and sick and die? You're going to demonstrate to me the idea you have about getting old and getting sick and getting decrepit in that body, as though somehow that's going to give you any real degree of satisfaction in your search for love? Don't be absurd. The idea that you would lose the things that you love and that they would get old and deteriorate within that body is nonsense. It's an idea that you are holding in your head about yourself, and it's not true. You're recognizing within the pattern of the association of your conceptual mind the admission that ideas leave not their source. That's why the continuity of space-time that I'm offering you is contained entirely within your own dream. and I'm a part of it. And I'm offering you the certainty of myself. Okay? When you question me in regard to my certainty, you are questioning your own uncertainty. And you are holding me separate from you in a determination that we can express communication and our love for each other separate from the love of God. And it's not possible. You cannot separate yourself from the source of the entirety of the reality of universal mind. Look, the separation that you have tried to maintain is beginning to dissolve in the recognition of who you are. Yeah, I'm in your dream. Look at me. Huh? What are you going to do when this video is gone? You're going to go and find out who I was as a body? You're going to discover that I'm some old guy that has memories of the 30s? Listen to me. The memories of the 30s of my love and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s are all about you. Did you think they were about someone else? You, right there. Yeah, of course. Huh? It's you I love. Not in the particulars of your demonstration of who you're not, but in my certainty that if you are a part of my conceptual dream, I'm going to love you in the certainty first of the purpose of the dream, which is to show you the love that we share with God. And second, in the expression of the entirety of my emotion, passion, shall we call that passion for a moment? This is a lesson in what? Falling in love? You're going to demonstrate to me that it's possible for you to love at this instant without the necessity for any action or subsequent or previous association with our body forms. If you're at that point with me, you're going to be very excited, because the link that you found with eternity, the link that has always been present with you, has now been identified within your conceptual mind. And you're beginning to enjoy the alternative of the realization within your own dream, all right, that in fact this was a moment of despair that apparently cast you into the darkness, that left you in this little hovel of dark form that doesn't allow you to see the light and love that's all around you. This is an experience of the sharing of our love, which is what the love of God is. We have it together now at this time and place, and what has occurred within your memory of yourself as a body in space-time in regard to this will never leave you. It has become a part of the totality of what you are within the arrangement of your own dream. This is why it's called A Course in Miracles, isn't it? Because the miracle of that occurrence that offered you that link with divine reality cannot actually be described within the conceptual association. What does it become? An experience. It becomes an experience of the love that we are expressing for each other in the totality of the realization of that single mind. I want to explain to you just for a moment that I am in a healing process with you. I sometimes forget that in the atonement principle, that is the idea that you are whole and perfect, as I'm expressing you in my own mind, is actually how the demonstration of healing occurs. Look at me. It's impossible for you to be sick. It's impossible for you to get old and die, because you're not who you think you are. The identity that you have given yourself in the retention of your need to express that sickness is not true. all you had to remember from me, that it was a decision that you have made. If you can look with me now, that the formulation of yourself is the decision that you have made within yourself, you can change your mind. As long as you believe there's something out there, all of the medicine, all of the application of the objectivity of your own mind that's confining you to this dream of death, you will not be able to see that in effect you're the cause of your own disease. And the reason that that is true is that you're the cause of everything. The power that you employ in the certainty of who we are in space-time is the totality of causation in a relationship with both time and space and eternal life. So this is the love of God that we're sharing. So you've changed your mind about yourself. It's a miracle. You've discovered the happiness of love that we are not sharing, that does not require a definition of your disease. Okay, and of your and of your awareness of yourself and that identity. I have no concern about your existent self-identity. I'm certain of this. If you're watching this video, I'm in your dream, offering you the totality of the love that I feel for you. There is no alternative to that love, because that's the momentary sharing of a dream of eternal life rather than a dream of death. The continuity that we now share gives us a spatial reference where in just a moment we're going to disappear. Are you ready? In just a moment the light will become so bright that we'll disappear together beyond the veil. I hope I see you again soon. This was lesson 127 that said we share the love of God. And we share it with each other because we are each other. We're in each other's dreams now, having found the solution of separation. I love you more than anything in the universe, and I'll do anything to demonstrate to you our love that we share with God. I hope I see you again soon. Thanks for entertaining the alternative that I offer and the manner in which I offer it. Thanks for your forgiveness of my determination that we share reality. I'll see you soon. God goes with us wherever we go.